Okay. Hello. Hello,
Hello,
Cathy.
it's so good to see you.
You too. Here we are.
So I'm Cathy Hanford, and today the equinox has been really important because for me, I do a lot of earth healing work, and it was an incredible, just an incredible energy today with just around the equinox and the new moon. We're in the new moon cycle, and you and I both have been talking to water, and
Yes,
so we wanted to get together today on this very special day and talk about water.
we do. I'm so happy to be here too. My name is Ellen, and this has been a magical equinox actually leading up to this day. There have been a lot of things happening, a lot of miracle, a lot of heaviness has moved out. And I'm just really excited to be here because um, water started speaking to me after my near death experience. When I started doing this work and started bringing sound in, I would see it moving in a channel through people's bodies, and I would see it as light. But what I didn't realize until probably 2 or 3 years ago, I started to recognize the water was actually the light became the water element in the body, and that's how light was being transported. So I would witness it going into the brain and then traveling the channels of the brain and then going deeper in and becoming the cells and then connecting to the other cells in this like beautiful form, and then becoming the brain fluid and washing the brain, or becoming the spinal fluid or the nerves. And so I started to just recognize that and see the wisdom in water. And I started shifting from saying I am light to I am water. And that was after water communicated with me in a very powerful experience right here in this hot tub. But I'll share a little bit more about that later. But I just wanted to talk about my history with water. I'm of course a water sign. I'm a Pisces moon. I'm a Cancer. I was born in July, so Cancer as well. So, but I recognize that we all hold powerful energy, but water is part of this consciousness that we're stepping into. This next level is all directed by the all knowing water.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. And just to share a little bit about my experience, so I think it might have been the last Earth healing round that we did in May, which was May 4th, 5th, and 6th. I started hearing that I needed to have conversations with water. And I honestly, I did put it off for a little bit because it was like, I'm going to talk to water. Interesting.
Yeah,
And and I knew I was going to have 6 conversations with water and then 3 with fire was what I was told. And then I just kept being prompted to
yeah,
just get started.
yeah,
And and so I'm trying to I can't remember exactly when, but it was maybe in June when there was the first conversation with water.
yeah,
And 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 over the 6 conversations, it had given me a number of revelations, and I
yeah,
thought it'd be worthwhile to go over some of those revelations just kind of quickly. I wrote a few down just so I didn't forget any. But
yeah,
the first one relates to what you talked about, which is the crystalline nature of water.
yeah,
And one of the first things it communicated to me that it was crystalline
yeah,
in nature, not just as snow or ice. Its nature of water is a crystalline nature, which is one that's going to pull in the light
yeah,
and going to hold the light. And it's true. It doesn't matter if it's fog or humidity or any of the forms that it's in. And so that was new. And and then I just learned that the consciousness of water was asking to be heard,
yes, yeah,
not just by me, but by other channels, by
yes.
you. And
And
it's,
it is being heard. I mean, there are some, not to interrupt because I want to hear more of what you're saying, but
yeah,
the work by Veda Austin, she's speaking with water and it's writing back to her in the crystalline formation. there was there was a recent spiritual mentor that wrote about how he was listening to raindrops on the window panes, and he knew Morse code, so he started to listen to the messages through the water, and they were messages from his wife who had passed. And so she was communicating through the Morse code, which he happened to know. And so he realized water's always communicating with us. It's just what modality do we use to listen to it? You know, Veda's found a way of freezing water at the first level, and when she freezes the first level of water, it will write words, um, or draw pictures, or multiple other things, right? But keep going, please.
Yeah, yeah, and and she was I was just trying to remember the name, but I think I have it written down even here. Um she was building on the work of oh
M- uh,
Masaru Emoto.
Hashimoto, yes,
Yeah, Masaru
yes,
Emoto.
yes,
And then there have been other really great water people who've been investigating the nature of water.
yes,
I've read a lot by Jerry Pollack and
yes,
also Dr. Mark Henry. Um, but yeah, after my first conversation, just as an aside, I went outside
yes.
and it was bright sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
but there were a few puffy clouds in the sky that had some gray to it. And when I went out, it just started a very, very light rain just on me with the sun shining.
Oh, wow.
And it was so incredible, and I felt just overwhelmed with joy. And oh
Oh,
my God, I mean, water is communicating to
yes.
me. Yeah.
It is, and what's interesting, once I started communicating with water, I had an interesting thing happen. We were having a circle right here in the backyard. We do singing bowl breathwork circles, and it started raining very heavily, but not a drop hit us. And it was so interesting because we were here on this pool front, right? There's a whole
Mhm.
paved area. We were sitting there. There was water hitting the pool that I could turn around and see, and I could hear it in the neighbor's yard, but we couldn't feel it. Nobody felt it on them during the circle. And I've come to learn so many things about water. It predates the sun. You know, it holds the most beautiful consciousness. There are miracles that happen in this water when we hold retreats. People can see rainbows, crystalline formations, rays of light. And then I wanted to say that I also learned that in quantum physics, they have discovered that at its very basic level, water actually is light. It's a star like blue light. And I thought that was fascinating when I learned that, because we always think of water and light being separate, but they're exactly the same. And I think that's so cool.
Oh,
So,
it is cool. It is
yeah,
very cool.
it's so
I
cool.
mean, I think of Genesis where it talks about, and the spirit hovered over the waters. I mean, that's in
Yes,
Genesis
yes,
1,
yes,
how this world was created. And so there were a few other things that came in other conversations. You know, Obviously water holds memory,
yeah,
and the other researchers had found that out as they were uh, you know, let me see, focusing their intent on the water and
yeah,
then freezing it and looking at the pictures that
yes,
came from it. Yeah.
yes.
And it holds memory, and it's holographic in nature,
Wow.
so that every drop of water in your body is reflecting what's going on in the whole.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, that's so cool. That's so cool. Because one drop of water, and Veda proved this in her science, one drop of positive water can actually change an ocean of water or a pool of water. You know,
Yeah.
this intention, this imprint that we place on it, which is why I use essential oils and have ever since the beginning. For 10 years, I've been having people put essential oils in their hand, speaking the intention over it, and then pulling the water element in through the nose as an added way of connecting first to the energy of the plant, because we want to acknowledge, okay, well, peppermint is clearing, right? It clears energy, it's awakening, it drives energy as well. Um, and then also, one like frankincense would be one for clearing any discord in the cells or injury or inflammation. We know that the plant can do that, but then when we add the affirmation intention over it, it's even more so. So yeah, the holographic
Yeah.
part is huge. Yeah,
Yeah. I do a lot of work with animals,
yeah,
and it was shortly after one of these conversations that I used that holographic nature. This animal had had a surgery to correct a very serious issue, and the owner called me because he wasn't getting better, and the surgery wasn't having the impact it was supposed to have. And so, without going into any details, I work with the dog to get the dog to visualize its own health and to visualize it running and jumping and playing. At that point it could not even get up. But to visualize that, and then to command it into every drop of water in the animal's body. And remarkably, that animal got much, much better. And I was just so excited. And I've used that since with people, where I learned a long time ago with cancer patients, that a lot of them could not visualize what it felt like to be healthy. I mean, and I'm like, you need to have them visualize what they want, what it's like to be perfectly healthy, and then ask them to have that magnified through all the water in their body. And they can do that all on their own. They don't need somebody like me,
yep,
you know, to do that for them. But just to remember that it is holographic, and you can hold an image of something you want to create,
yeah,
and then ask it to be reflected through every drop of water in your body. You can ask it to be directed to every drop of water in the universe here, the
yes,
universe of Earth, and and use it as a manifesting.
yes, and that's exactly what I've been doing. Water did tell me to I was told to give offerings to water. So there are crystals that I put in different places in the waterfall here, and blessings that I speak. And then even in my shower, to like qualify the water in the shower with manifestation, intention. And we've done a lot of work with healing in the past 10 months because my husband's been going through his own healing journey through major injury. And what I've been doing is helping him and others use the sound to activate the water, because the sound can like bring intention into the cells as well. We can speak intention over them. You can hum. You can, when you do hum and vibrate the water element within you, it just throws off anything that isn't in alignment with your highest good. So, there's so much that one can do by qualifying and talking to yourselves for healing and manifesting, of course. I was even shown in a vision that, like, when I was communicating with water once, and can you hear me? There's someone doing
Yeah.
a weed eater, like
I can
behind.
hear you.
Of course, every time we start something up, it begins that way. But these mics should keep my sound. But I saw in a manifesting vision once, and it was a day that Neil was particularly injured and hurt and in pain, and we were asking for a miracle. And we were in this hot tub, kind of praying and just asking for a miracle, like both out loud and in our heads. And I saw this, what looked like this tunnel of water, but it wasn't water. It was more kind of more air in quality, but thicker than
Mhm.
air. So I can't really explain it. They had shown me before the different threads that come down from source and how they can get tangled and how we can put them back in alignment to manifest what we want. But in this one, this tunnel, the threads expanded to be tunnels, and they were of some type of water substance, like maybe ether or something like that. And so I was shown like that I could see my higher self, who's directing this whole thing, right? My God self. I could see myself down below, and I could remove any kinks in the tube, I guess you could say. And then we had a miracle that day. We had an absolute miracle. He couldn't even walk into the doctor's office without pain, but he walked out and the headache was gone. It was this miraculous procedure that just seemed to, it was amazing. Of course, not Western medicine. Of course, this was by an energy healer and powerful, powerful healer, but that kind of thing has been happening more and more. It's helping me to understand because water's showing me how manifestation works. You know, yes, the visualization, yes, matching with the feeling of accomplishment, yes, intentions, yes, speaking and putting affirmations under the water that you drink, at your bedside when you go to sleep, yes, talking to say, when I awake, I will awake in the highest expression, you know, all of these things. But there's also an ability to go into your higher self to see the water element, like, and just like step into a higher life stream. It's really quite beautiful, and I'm still learning it, right? This we're doing it, but
Yeah.
ongoing.
There is so much to learn, and you reminded me of one of the other things I learned in these conversations
Yeah,
was that water will magnify our intent and
yeah,
our feelings. And so I was guided to be in water
yeah,
and be able to like send out love
yeah,
into the world,
yeah,
but to allow the water around me. And you don't have to be in a pool or the ocean or river. You could just, I literally right now have my feet in water. My
yeah,
feet are in water, which is something I do when I do the earth healing work, and was guided to do that 5 years ago without having a clue why.
yeah.
But it does,
Just
the
amazing.
water, even a drop, it can magnify the intention that you're sending out to the world. And
Absolutely.
it,
And we are in water right now. We breathe water. We're basically in a bubble of water as we exist. You know, it's all interconnected too. I even had some mystical experiences in water where I've been shown a lot of numerical codes lately coming into water. They're showing me, and when I look them up, they represent cellular healing or protection or angelic realm. But I've had extremely mystical experiences happening connecting different um, bodies of water from Shasta, Mount Shasta,
yeah, yeah,
to oddly Washington, D.C. And like it's like bringing balance back even to the earth and like and to like lift us all as a nation right now. It just felt really interesting to witness, and I could talk a whole story about that. But one of the mystical experiences I had around water was that the Magdalene codes started coming through. I didn't really know much about the Magdalene codes and the divine feminine teachings until water started teaching me. Speaking of, look who's bringing me water. Thank you. This man who's healing so well.
Okay.
Bye. On his way to his next appointment for healing. Um, water. Mm. There was a moment when Neil was so overwhelmed with his brain and back injury that he couldn't stay in the house and he had left. And it was all very confusing because nobody knew what was going on. We just knew his personality had changed abruptly. He couldn't access love. He had forgotten marrying me a couple months before. Like it was all very confusing. And I was desperately lost and praying to water. I was in water all the time. And every time that there was a miracle where, you know, his mind started to come back or his soul started to reconnect, I was in the water. But on this day, one of my clients who had seen herself in a cave of water in sessions with me 2 times, she decided to move to France. And so when she got there, she's also a good friend of mine. And she got there and she said, Ellen, you're never going to believe it, but the cave that I was taken to with my ancestors, where they came to me, is a cave here in France. It's in the cave of Mary of Magdalene. And so she took some objects from our wedding, these little heart shaped glasses, into the cave. And I said, you have to pray for us there. Please pray that Neil will be healed and he'll get his memory back and, you know, we'll start our lives together. So she prayed in that cave, and then it was sometime after that the codes of Mary of Magdalene started to come in. And I started to just receive information about divine feminine, about flow, about supporting the balance of masculine and feminine and unconditional love and everything. Um, and I went, that was powerful for me. And so I wanted to create a course, which I'm doing. And then I decided to go to coffee 2 weeks ago at a local coffee shop. And I met this woman who all of a sudden reached in her purse after a little conversation and said, I have waters from the cave of Mary of Magdalene. I have these waters, and I've been told 3 times now by the water to give it to you. And so I brought this little, it's in my purse right now, but I brought this little spray bottle of this water from the same cave. And I put droplets and sprayed it into our water here. And so water is conscious, water is intelligent, water is, I would say, far more divinely knowing than we realize. And when it answers Veda, when she asks, "Who are you?" it has come back with the answer written in the petri dish, "I am." And so the I am is what I work with. Like that's everything that I have come back to in this part of my life is like I am that I am. And so I just love it. I love it all.
Well, if you think about it, the children, the babies are contained in the womb,
Mhm.
essentially in water, and water was a big part of creation. It's a big part of creation in the human experience, and it embodies the divine feminine qualities, and as you said, light codes.
Yeah.
And I think earlier this summer I was guided to by my conversations with water to collect the light codes that are currently coming from the sun,
Yes.
and to collect those by putting, you know, bottles of the best water I could find out to in the sun.
Yeah.
I guess we're calling it solar water,
Yeah.
and then to drink the solar water, and I told several other people about that, and all of those people have come back to me with incredible stories of
Oh
their
yeah.
transformation and
Yes.
how transformational it was for them to be drinking the water with the light codes infused in it. And so much so that one of them recently sent me some pictures. She'd gotten married,
Yeah.
and the gift that she gave to all of their guests at the wedding were two jars of solar water.
Oh.
And the jars had been imprinted with the wedding date and all of that, but she gave solar water to all of the guests at her wedding.
I love
Because
that.
it she told me it had just been so transformative for her and her husband.
Yeah.
And it and everybody who's done it has told me that. So
Yeah.
I'd suggest anybody who watches this video at some point, put put your water outside, allow it to collect the light codes, um, put a couple of crystals next to it that'll help structure the water,
Yeah.
and send love to the water, and then be that
Yeah.
what you drink. Be
And
that what
also
you
put
drink.
I'm finding it very powerful to put affirmations under the water. Like as I collect the light codes so that the light codes and I are working together, there is something quite magical about the healing power of the light codes of the sun, especially now. It feels like the sun has changed, especially since the last eclipse. There was another partial eclipse yesterday, but somewhere in the beginning of maybe the 12th of September or something like that.
I
Or
think it's the 7th. Yeah, 7th of September. That's
yeah,
the
there
number
was
I
another
have.
one after. There was another after. So there may have been one the 7th in the 9/9 portal, and then there was one after that, just a few days.
Hmm.
I think, unless I'm wrong, but there were a couple of big things, and then we had the partial eclipse yesterday, and so always use positive affirmations with your water. Never something you don't want. Never the word not. Always in the highest expression and the positive manifestation of what you want to come forward, because water listens, water understands, and you can ask water to speak to you. Everyone can. So I think that there's some synchronicity between the light codes, between the water, and also with sound, which I think we're going to be doing later today in this little talk. But
Probably, yeah, probably not too much later,
nope.
but let me just see if I had written anything down. So one of the other things that kind of came up is, and I think we've already touched on it, is that, water is it's the connective tissue of all life on
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah.
And all plants, everything has, you have water in every cell in your body. The plants have water in every cell of theirs. And it is the connective tissue. um Think of it, it's in the air, it's everywhere. And so that's important. And I think one practice we could recommend for people there is send love to the clouds
Yeah.
and allow those clouds to go wherever they're going to go and rain down that love somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It's a simple, it's an easy thing to do, but it's powerful. And I think also too, just simple things like, when you're feeling really sad, just go take a shower and let the water just rinse, have that intention that I'm just rinsing these feelings out of my body. Or have a good cry and allow the water to come out in your tears down your face and relieve you of some of that heavy emotions that are stuck in your body.
Yes. You know that when we cry tears of sadness, it actually, the water from the tears actually is detoxing more toxins than when we are doing crying tears of joy. There's no toxins that come out, but we actually literally are detoxing of toxins in a major way. Google it. It's awesome for people
Yeah.
that are watching.
It's
It,
always good to know there's scientific
yeah.
stuff behind the spiritual knowing,
Yeah.
right? So I will have to go look
We
that
know
up.
it, but if you need to know more, you can.
I could even look it up. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to touch on one thing before we talk about singing to water. But and that is this idea that these emanations or waves will be coming out of the oceans. And in a good way. This is a great, joyous, wonderful thing. But these waves of love and of spiritual activation will be coming out of the water. And several channels, including myself, have received that this will be happening starting in December of 2025. And that depending on how things are going and how it's received by Earth, that the people on Earth, that there'll be several more, maybe 5 or 6 more of those waves of beautiful energy, loving energy coming from water to humanity. Um, and activating the water in our bodies, activating our spiritual DNA. It's it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm so excited. I mean, this is happening in our lifetime.
Yeah. Yes.
And so enough on that. I mean, if you want to find out more, you could go to my Substack, what is it, Expression of One, or there's several other channels that are talking about that now. But then I wanted to kind of lean into what we were doing today, which, I had gotten how much water loves to be sung to and how healing it is. Just, you're combining the sound, and the sound is activating the water in your body, and it's just incredibly healing. And I think I'd even gotten a percentage, like if 35% of us started sending love to the water or singing to the water, however we wanted to send it love, that the world would be an entirely different place. So
Would be.
that is a way of handing it over to you to talk about what you're going to do with your beautiful singing bowls.
Yes. Well, thank you. And that's all such good information. I just love it. It helps me think of other things. Um, we are vibration at the core. Even in the center of every cell, there is vibration. So not only are we water, are we light, we are vibration. And one way to activate and clear and push out any discord from the cells is actually through sound. We're going to be doing a little bit of singing together, but remember, there's no right or wrong. So some people get a little weird about singing. We're just going to sing on vowel sounds: O, ah, a, e, I. These sounds help to clear different energy centers within the body, and we're going to help enhance it with the vibration of crystal. Crystal can enhance and magnify as well. So as you breathe in and settle into your body, we're just going to move right into this blessing for the water that we intend to give through our voice. And you can pick any pitch. We're just going to stick with the same sounds together just so we get a feeling for how they work in the body. Take a deep cleansing breath in, align your spine, lift your chest so that your heart is leading. Allow for a long exhale, twice as long as the inhale. And with every exhale, invite anything to leave your body that is no longer serving. The wind is picking up here perfectly, as it always does. Take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, we're going to sing the sound of O. This is the sound of community and connection, and we sing this to the waters of the world and to ourselves. That unseen support starting to wrap around you as you sing the sound of O. Deep breath, move your awareness up to your heart. We're going to let the heart lead this blessing for the water. The sound of the heart space is Ah. But first, just breathe into the heart. Feel the water element within you becoming vibration. Feel the light flowing into your heart as if it is flowing from Source itself directly into your heart. The heart of creation is flowing through you. See the heart receive this light and pulse it through the body in infinite wisdom through the heartbeat. As if streams of light are moving through every vein, every artery, moving in to reach every cell in the body, bringing you back into the dominion of your own light, perfectly in alignment. And from this beautifully aligned place, imagine you can bring the wisdom of the divine masters through the water element, through the sound, and through the light as we sing Ah. Expand with this powerful light and vibration. As you sing Ah, you send out love. And as you breathe in the water droplets that you breathe in peace. You breathe in peace. And let's sing Ah, love together. Imagine the love that is reaching the planet through your voice, through your vibration, through the water element. See all of the water rejoicing as you sing Ah into the water. positive manifestation of this intention and call on the water element to make it so. Visualize your presence above your head, shining down on you with the most adoration and love, ready to create a manifestation of your intention today. Just visualize it for a few more moments. Thank you. And when you're ready, try to visualize this for the world, this loving expression of manifesting. And sing the sound of E, but go higher with this one. And remember, it doesn't matter how you sound, it's just that you sing. We can't hear you on this side, so just let your voice come out. You are sending voice, intention, autonomy, willpower, personal will into this intention. Hold it in your mind's eye, hold your gaze looking at it, and sing E. Just notice what you notice in your body. Take a deep breath. Continue to sit in this energy for one more moment, just noticing what you notice. Invite this light, this vibration to stay with you as you move forward. And remember that you will awake knowing that you will be able to communicate with water. And you'll see miracles through water more and more. And it is so. Thank you. And as you can, slowly bring yourself back little by little. Notice that when you open your eyes, the world seems different. We can use water as a way to shift our timeline, our life stream. It's so beautiful. And I just have to acknowledge all the birds that came in to sing. There were many. One of them sat right there on the fence. They always start when the bulls start. So
Yeah, I felt like I could see all of these little hearts like bubbling up out of the pool behind you.
I'm so happy. I mean, this water
And
has seen so many blessings and so many miracles. I can't even tell you. The miracles, literal physical miracles have happened in the water here. So I love this water. I love this land, this water. And there was even a Native American spirit who came through the other night to bless the water. Um, it had to do completely with Neil. I didn't bring this spirit in. Neil brought him in as part of his healing journey, and he was talking about the water as well. And so here we are, perfect timing on the equinox.
on the equinox, it's just such a great time. And this has been so much fun. It's okay. We were done, so it waited. That was really perfect. I am so excited for the energy in that beautiful session we just did. I'm available if you want to record the closing, or do you need to wait for your computer to cool down? I'm just hanging on the Zoom. You're on mute.
Hello. So my computer got overheated and it died. So I wanted to come in and do the closing.
It makes sense. It's funny. At least your computer held out till we were done with the session, and my my internet has been in and out all day long because they've been doing work on the infrastructure in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
and yet it stayed on the entire time we were on together.
Amazing.
So
I love it. Thank you. Thank you to all who conspired to help us.
yeah. But just this was great. I love the energy of this session. I love the fact that we could do this together, and I hope we could do it together again another time.
Me too, very much. And if you want to share again where people can find you, I'll do that as well. But I'd love to for people to know.
Yeah, so that you could email me at Cathy with a C, Cathy, Cathy at you 2 shine. So YU the number 2 shine.com. So YU to shine.com. And then I have a Substack, the Conversations with Water are on Substack on Expression of One, all written out.
Wonderful. That's great. And my name is Ellen Ware. I didn't put that in my whole name in there. It's Wier. You can find me on wellnessmusictherapy.com. I'm also on Instagram under Wellness Music Therapy. I have a Substack as well. It's under my name, Ellen Ware, where I'm sharing our journey of miracles that we've been through, my husband and I. I also have you'll see on my website, I have an ongoing meditation group and some retreats coming up. And if you are interested in near-death experiences, anybody out there, that you can find my story on a movie called Beyond the Grave on Amazon. And I also have a book out called Waking Up in Heaven. So that's my stuff. And I think, oh, I don't even have my book here, but it's pink and I love it. And I love sharing stuff as you do. And I'm excited to do this again. Every time I talk to you, something new comes through.
Yeah, we will definitely do this again. And I did check out your Substack and started reading it, and it's just such an incredible, touching story and ongoing story. And um it's yeah, and it's wonderful how water has helped you in your healing, Neil's healing. I know it's helped me in mine,
Hmm.
and this was just great. We'll do it again.
So I can't wait. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Too. Bye bye.
Bye.